Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. So, I'm sure you've been seeing it in your news. Trump has this bill going through our houses of Congress right now, the big beautiful bill. It's his economic agenda and his tax plan to make America great again, or whatever he wants to call it. Many of you have probably heard about this and the cuts that it's going to do. This is supposed to be a money saving bill. It's supposed to pull us out of the deficit, so because it's written by a Republican, they want to cut money for Medicaid. They want to cut money for foreign aid programs. They want to cut money anywhere they can to try and save money. But at the same time, in the other hand, massive tax breaks for the ultra wealthiest in the country. And I know what you might be saying. Oh, but Trump said that he would also be cutting taxes for overtime pay and he would cut taxes on tips. Trump is looking out for the little guy. That's not true. He said that, sure. That part is true. In the bill, though, it specifically lays out that your taxes on your tips, your overtime pay, is going to stay exactly the same as it is. That is not going to change for you. So, fell for it again award, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how anybody believed that was ever going to pass in any sort of world where Republicans were in charge. As it stands right now, though, the bill is stuck in the Senate. On Saturday, I believe it was, there was a procedural vote that passed 51 to 49, mostly on ideological lines. There were two Republicans who voted against the bill, Rand Paul, notably, and then a senator from North Carolina, Tom Tillis, also voted no. Mostly because this bill will completely wipe Medicaid. It will screw up rural hospitals, which is what most Republican senators should be voting for. Like, that's the interest of their constituencies. They live in mostly rural areas. They mostly deal with farmers and the working poor. So you would assume that they would like to keep this funding for their constituents. But you know what they say about assuming. As I said, though, the bill is stalled in the Senate right now because Senate Democrats have forced someone called the parliamentarian to read every single page of this bill before they can move forward. 940 pages, which seems like a lot. Don't get me wrong, I agree, that's a lot to sit through and read in one sitting, but this is your job. You should be reading this already. And if it sounds insane to suggest someone read for their job, the good representative from Georgia, Marjorie Taylor Greene, admitted that she didn't read this bill before she voted it through the House of Representatives. So maybe this is for the best, that we can actually have our elected officials do their job, actually do the things that we pay them to do with our tax money. We don't have good Senator John Fetterman saying that we ruined his beach trip by trying to make sure our country doesn't go underwater. Perhaps the least surprising part of all this is Elon Musk is freaking out on social media. People are saying he's upset because his electric vehicle tax credits and things like that are going out the window in this bill. It's not being kept in Trump's budget plan, and that's why he's fighting against it, because he's unhappy because he's not getting his piece of the pie. And there is some truth to that, but it's also important to note that these EV credits, these solar credits, all this green energy stuff that the Republican administration seems to be hell-bent on destroying, that's going to ruin all of us. That's some stuff that we really should be focusing on for the future, for our children, their children, doing some conservation. Even though they're called conservatives, they don't really care about that stuff. That's beside the point. There is nothing in this bill that benefits you or your working friends. This is a continuation of the Republican agenda that's been going on since I've been paying attention to politics, which is the extraction of wealth from the poorest people to enrich the wealthiest in our country. I can only hope after the parliamentarian finishes reading all this that some Republicans will actually grow a conscience or a spine. They'll stand up against this Trump regime that seems to be in total domination of the GOP right now, to actually try and save our country and save our countrymen from what will happen if this bill gets passed. You think the whole debt ceiling's high right now? You think young people are saddled with lots of debt right now? Just give it time if this passes. You'll see it just as well as I do. But for now, all we can do is wait. We gotta hope that one of these on-the-fence Republicans gets visited by three ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future to be press-ganged into doing the right thing for the people in this country. But I guess until we actually get more concrete news about how this vote is gonna go, or I guess until one of your coworkers who makes less than $40,000 a year gets mad at the thought of billionaires being taxed more, y'all try to have a good day.